All right, guys, it's Aaron Kurtz. I have an OCD Hero online coaching program, free online coaching program. Please like and subscribe this video to get more videos like this. This is a very powerful video because the truth about OCD is so often missed. And to talk about the truth of OCD, we have to talk about the lie of OCD and what it is. And this goes beyond the scope of just OCD, goes into any manifestation of your brain and body and what that means. So right off the bat, OCD is not something you can catch. It's not something that you are doomed to because of your genetics. I want to liken OCD, which, by the way, is layered on top of anxiety, right? Anxiety is the base of what you're experiencing in OCD. And so a lot of what we're talking about here applies to the roots of anxiety, okay? So, as a general rule, the brain gives a signal. The brain will give you a signal to reflect how it is perceiving its environment. And that's anxiety, right? That's what we're getting. When we feel anxiety, it's a signal from the brain to us, sort of like how pain is. If you stick your hand on a stove, you feel pain, right? That's a signal. Get your hand off the stove. It's causing danger. Well, anxiety works as a sort of an emergency signal that reflects this sense of emotional overwhelm, this fight or flight, this fear response, right? That something's not right. And how does this work, right? We know this is the interesting part, because we may not be in a perceivable danger to your thinking brain. You may not be in a perceivable danger, yet you're getting the alarm. So why is that? It has to do with your subconscious brain, your hidden brain, right? And that's what we're going to talk about here too. So anxiety is your brain's attempt to keep you safe because it feels like it's in danger. But the kicker here, and the truth of it is that it is how you are living your life is the stimulus going into your brain, and that is what it is using to perceive your environment, and it's what it is using to give you anxiety. And so if we can move away from thinking, how can I get rid of anxiety? How can I get rid of OCD? And changing it to, what am I doing? What is it about my life that is causing my brain to feel threatened, to feel emotionally overwhelmed? What am I doing? How am I thinking to create this sort of response? That is the key. Because that is the truth. The truth is that it is in your life. It is in these changes that you will make that will make the difference. And this relies on a very basic truth about your body that reflects, like I said earlier, reflects to any kind of disease and especially mental illness, but it's stimulus and response. So similar to how, if you haven't gone out and used a rake for a long time, and you have your bare hands and you're using a shovel or a rake or a snow plow or shoveling snow, whatever it is, you will develop a callus, right? Well, first you're going to probably develop a blister if you haven't done it, right? That's the response. The stimulus was the friction, and the response to that was, if your skin couldn't handle it, was a blistering of the skin. A stimulus is always will then elicit a response, and then if that stimulus happens repeatedly over time, your body and your subconscious brain will create an adaptation. An adaptation is a response, a prolonged automatic response to a stimulus. okay? So that's what created your anxiety. And we could call this maladaptive if it's sort of a negative attribute to our life. But this is what created it. So when we hack this, we're going to go back and find out what that stimulus is that you're still doing. You're still pushing like a key on a keyboard, programming. Just take the finger off. What is that thing that we are doing and how we're thinking that we can just stop? When you stop that signal, you interrupt that path, and you create a new response. And you can see this, like we see this even with, if you train too hard, right? If you train too hard in the gym, you get sore. You're gonna get really sore, right? Stimulus, training, soreness response. Your body then adapts if you keep training at the right dose, and you build strength, you build muscle. Too much sun, stimulus, can create a burn, a sunburn. That's the response. The right dose over time can create a darkening or a tanning of the skin for certain people. So this is how it works, and this is really how we're going to hack your life. Now, when it comes to this, there's two different ways I think of anxiety and OCD. There's symptom management, which I am not saying symptom management is not appropriate. I use it a lot and it's helpful. Symptom management and then life transformation. Now, symptom management, real quick, if you're really swamped in OCD right now, intrusive thoughts and are overwhelmed with emotions, I would go right to EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique, EFT. YouTube it, look for a video of someone doing it and follow. There's so many good videos online. Follow it. EFT tapping. You're going to tap on certain points of your body as you repeat the fears and emotions you're having, and it will use acupressure meridian points as well as like a CBT kind of talk therapy approach, and you will feel immediate calm. It's huge. I'm telling you, if this is the one thing you get out of this, maybe, is tapping, it will make a change. Now, this is not a lasting change. This gets your mind, this opens you up and allows you to create more change, which is, if you want it to last, it's got to be your life. You need to change and transform your life, and mostly it's how you're thinking. See, most of this is unlearning. We learn so many things from child up about ourselves that simply is not true. Simply is not true. Problem is our subconscious brain believes it to be true, and we are living in that adaptive, maladaptive response to life, right? This goes in everything about morality, right? If you grew up in a very highly moral environment, religious, you may have certain beliefs about yourself and what's appropriate for you and what's right and what's wrong and all this stuff, and it can be anything. Doesn't have to be religious. It's just how you perceive yourself and what's right and what's wrong for you, and how your brain perceives it. So it's unlearning all these things and learning what is true. Now, it's also learning about emotions, the role of thoughts, the role of emotions, the role of anger, the consequences of repressing anger, and how protective anger is for us is a huge one. And the role of understanding how guilt and shame work, because this plays a huge role. As on the scale of emotions, guilt and shame is very low level. It's very low level, but oftentimes with anxiety and OCD, we have feelings of guilt and shame. This relates back to what I thought about what's right, what I was saying about what's right and wrong. If we believe that certain things are right and wrong for us, we can believe that we are wrong inside of us, especially when certain experiences from the past get mixed into it. We live our life with this feeling of I am wrong, I am bad, especially if I do certain things. And maybe we've done certain things that still hang way on our subconscious, right? So it's that emotional overwhelm it's the emotional overwhelm of you thinking you're wrong, and you thinking you're bad. Like, that is what it is. It's unlearning all that. It's unlearning that you are not. Like, things you've done, you did for a reason. All the things you've done that you're judging yourself for, There's a very good reason why you did it. It's understanding that and taking the blame and guilt and judgment off yourself. It's a huge part. It's huge. It took me so long to grasp this, and I still uncover things that I'm automatically doing and thinking that are tied to this guilt and shame from my childhood, and it plays a huge role. So, life transformation. The truth about OCD and anxiety is that you are not doomed to it because of your genetics. It's not something you just have with bad luck. It's a way it's a stimulus, it's a way you are living your life that is causing it, is creating it. And if you understand it, from what I just mentioned, the different ways in which you are living it, you can eliminate it. I've done it, and so this is why I'm telling you. Otherwise I wouldn't be sharing this, but in my life it's been true. And I want to share with you what I found to be true. And if you like this video, please like it, please share it, and subscribe to the OCD Hero. Well, I guess I'm Aaron Kurt's coach, my channel. Subscribe. And I have a free online community group called OCD Hero. You can click on the link in the description to sign up for that and join, where we talk about life transformation skills to eliminate this. So thank you for watching, and be well.